This isn't your typical family holiday show. The Crosse Community Theatre presents Scrooge and Rouge, an English music hall Christmas carol. So joining me this morning is the director Marsha Rubinelli. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. It's always good to be here.
Of course, we love having you. So Scrooge and Rouge, I'm assuming it's not your typical Scrooge-esque type show.
No. It's based on the British music hall shows, which were in the late 1850s to about 1910, which is really a lot like our American vaudeville. And so it was held in these big beer halls, and so there was a lot of drinking involved, and the humor was kind of what you would find at the bar. So
that sounds like a lot of fun. So for those who have seen Christmas Carol, you know, they know there's the typical story of Scrooge and he meets the ghosts and all that stuff. What's kind of the plot line for this?
Well, the plot line for this is that there's a group of actors at this British music hall, and they're going to do the Scrooge story with song and dance. However, the night before the show opens, 17 of the 20 players get food poisoning. So that leaves 3 players to play all the parts. They don't necessarily know all the lines.
And that's part of the show.
That's part of the show. So they're really not prepared.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So you get to kind of experience almost what the actors are going through as you watch in the audience.
Exactly. And they have to change costumes a million times. And there's women playing men and men playing women. And of course, during the time of the music hall era, they did that a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had a lot of drag queens, and they also had male impersonators. So even though we've got a man, there's a woman playing Scrooge, and we've got a lovely man playing a lady, and it's just a lot of fun playing with that idea.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a risque holiday show, I think this is the one. So speaking of that, it is rated R. So
yes, it is.
Do you recommend, adults come?
I would recommend adults or older teenagers.
Yes, definitely. And lastly, I mean, the Crosse Community Theatre always does fun takes on different shows. What kind of take do you think that you guys are presenting with this one that is worth seeing?
Oh, well, I think that it's a good way to get out of the house, relax. There's audience participation, and it's just a fun night of pure laughter the whole way through. So we need a little bit of that.
Yes, everyone needs some laughter right now, especially as it gets cold out. We need to warm up.
Exactly, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.